All right, I've got a great video for you today, and you better believe it's great because look at me, I'm standing. I don't normally stand up for videos, but today I want to educate you, like seriously educate you on the things that was destroying my life, right? And I want to talk about the 5 things that are destroying your focus each and every single day. You are doing this, and that's exactly why you're making no progress in life. And that's exactly why you feel freaking empty. You feel like you have no purpose. You're sad. You look at yourself in the mirror. You hate yourself. So I'm going to educate you, and hopefully you listen to my words and you actually change your life, right? So these are the 5 things that are destroying your focus and destroying your life. So let's get right into it, right? Number 1 on the list, number 1 that destroys so many men in the world is porn. Porn. Man, let's be honest. You watch that stuff every single day. You watch it every single day. And you beat your meat. You can't get anyone. You can't get any woman. And then you're isolated. And then you don't want to talk to anyone. And all you can think about is porn, 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 porn. Right? I know this because that used to be me. Man, I did some research before making this video. And it says, on average, a man spends 25 minutes watching porn per day. But I recall times when I used to watch porn for like 3 hours per day. Bro, there were times when I would wake up and I just start beating my meat instantly. Like instantly. I haven't even got out of bed yet and I would start beating my meat, bro. And I'm like under the covers, freaking sweating my ass off, and I'm just like beating my dick non-stop, right? And then, bro, there were times where it got so bad, I would watch porn and like I would beat my meat 6 times a day, bro. But imagine waking up and instantly beating your meat and you're sweating under the covers and you bust a nut, and then right after you do it over again because you just can't control yourself, bro. That used to be me. I know what I'm talking about. And like 3 hours per day, bro. 3-4 hours per day. You know, you watch it and you're about to bust, and then you're like, nah. Next video, another 30 minutes. Next video, another 30 minutes. You just keep finding the perfect scene, right? Bro, talk about time management, man. Really? You got things to do, bro. You got things to do. If you want to become the best version of yourself, you got to focus on things that actually matter. Focus on the lever moving tasks. And that takes time. If you're watching porn fucking 3 hours per day, what the hell are you going to do? You're not progressing because you're wasting time on stupid things like watching porn. It's destroying your life. It's destroying your confidence as a man. Like, think about this. As you're doing it, it feels good, right? It feels good in the moment. And then you bust it out. It feels good for like, I don't know, 10 seconds. And straight afterwards, you have this sadness come over you. Why the hell would you keep doing it? You feel so empty afterwards. You feel like life has no meaning, has no purpose straight after busting a nut, bro. That's Satan's lies. Satan tells you it feels good. Do it, Jordan, it feels good. Do it, James, it feels good. Do it, Brian, it feels good. But right after, you're sad. You're sad. Then you can't do anything. Your focus is gone. Your energy is gone. Don't you understand that sexual energy is the most sacred thing a man can have? Bro, that thing will take you to heights you won't even realize. When I stopped watching porn, bro, my life completely changed. The time that I have, right? The time that I've freed up for myself, the progress that I've made in life, just from cutting one thing out, from cutting the biggest time waster there is in the world. The worst thing truly you can do is watch porn, man. Like, I know as guys it's hard because, you know, it's this primal instinct in us to like have sex all the time and just blow our load everywhere, right? But man, you gotta understand that it's Satan's way of keeping you distracted from your purpose, from life, from God. It's Satan's lies. And Satan knows that we crave stuff like this, right? We crave porn, we crave women. It's a huge temptation. He knows this and he wants to use it against you. Why do you think like you keep going back to porn? It's because Satan wants to take you away from your purpose and from your goals. But you gotta fight Satan, right? And don't worry, you gotta stick to the end of this video, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how to defeat all these temptations, right? Just bear with me. Just stay till the end of the video. Everything's gonna make sense. But Satan lies to you. He wants to take you away from God, wants to keep you distracted from your purpose and goals, because he knows exactly what will happen if you keep yourself focused and attack your goals every single day. He knows the potential that you have. And he doesn't want that to happen. He doesn't want you to reach your fullest potential. Don't you understand that Satan in Hebrew literally means adversary? Adversary is someone who is against you, right? Someone who wants to take you away from your goals. When Jesus talked to his disciples and Peter said, "No, Jesus, you're not going to die. That can't happen." Jesus said, "Get behind me, Satan." He said that to his disciple. That's mean, bro. That's harsh to hear. But what it means is like, what he's trying to say is Peter is trying to take Jesus away from his purpose. Peter in that moment was Jesus's adversary. That's why Jesus said, "Get behind me, Satan." It's because Satan wants to take you away from your purpose. And he does that by making you watch porn, by making you feel like you need porn, but you don't need porn. Porn destroys you. Porn destroyed my life. Like, think about this. I felt lonely. I felt distracted. I couldn't get anything done. I was wasting hours per day watching porn. At one point, I couldn't even look at people in the face. All I could think about was porn. It got so bad to the point where I would like look at someone and think about a porn scene. It was horrible. Horrible stuff. Now I don't do any of that. It disgusts me. I can't even think about it, right? But that's the first point. Stop watching porn. It ruins your focus. It takes you away from your purpose. There's no point in doing it. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is weed and alcohol. Oh my goodness. There was a point in my life where I was constantly smoking weed and drinking alcohol and partying with friends. Now, did it seem fun? Of course it was fun, right? Any temptation from the world seems fun, but at the end of the day, it leads us to death. It leads us to death. It seems fun, but then it leads us to bad consequences after. You drink and drive, you might crash. You get drunk and you lust after a girl. You have a one-night stand and now your soul is connected to someone. But that person doesn't care about you. You know, it leads you to doing stupid things and it destroys your focus again. Once again, these things all destroy your focus. I recall times where I would smoke so much weed that I would be high for a week. There was literally one time where I did so much weed, I was high for a week and I couldn't think for a week. And I was feeling weak. I was feeling tired. I had no focus. None of that. How am I supposed to work on my purpose as a man if I have no energy and no focus? I can't. That's exactly why weed destroys your focus. Same with alcohol. You drink alcohol, you get hungover the next day. You can't think, you have no energy, you need a freaking week to recover. You don't have time to recover for a week if you're a man on a mission. You want to change your life and become the best version of yourself. You don't have a week to waste with weed and alcohol. Man, it was so bad for me that at one point I was getting money from my dad, right? Like my dad was working overseas and he had to send me money each month so I could pay for the bills and, you know, buy food or whatever like that. I was maybe 16 at the time or whatever. But he would send me money. I would spend the money on bills and like whatever money I had left, I would use that money on weed and food, bro. But I was so stupid because I would spend literally the last amount of money that I had on weed. And then I would buy that on junk food. And then that led me to, you know, having no money. And then I would eat junk food, which made me get fat. It was so stupid. And bro, weed is not cheap, bro. Imagine this. Let's say you're someone who smokes weed, right? You smoke a lot of weed. Let's say you're spending, I don't know, $50 a week on weed, right? If you're smoking every day, you're spending $50 a week on weed. That's $200 a month. $200 a month times a year, bro, you're wasting like, what? Is that $2,400? Let me check that out, bro. Hold on. Yeah, that's $2,400. Do you know what you can do with $2,400? You could join my mentorship and change your life. That's what you could do. But no, instead you want to buy some freaking plants so you could feel good with your friends. Oh, I'm stressed out, bro, so I'm gonna smoke weed. Bro, that's so childish. Honestly, that's so childish. It's destroying your focus. No wonder you have no energy. No wonder you can't focus and your brain is all fogged up. No wonder you have no money because you're a dumbass buying weed all the time. Buying weed and alcohol all the time. No wonder you can't get closer to your goals because you're an idiot. That's why you're a 99% dweeb, bro. You think the 1% of people are out here smoking weed? Oh, but Snoop Dogg smokes weed. You're not Snoop Dogg, bro. Snoop Dogg's a freaking millionaire. He's a multi-millionaire. You're broke. You don't have time to be smoking weed or drinking alcohol and partying with your friends. You're wasting money you don't even have. What you should be doing is focusing on your purpose, building yourself as a man, making more money, starting a business. Become a man who you look at yourself in the mirror and you respect and other people respect. Man, I've grown to hate these things. I've grown to hate being high. I've grown to hate being drunk. I've grown to hate those things, and at one point, that was me. I would constantly smoke weed, like all the time, because it felt like everyone was doing it and I had to do it to be cool. I just wanted validation from people, and that's exactly why I was doing it. Like, I felt like if I didn't do it, these people wouldn't like me. These people wouldn't like me, but I've come to realize that these people don't care at all. And what matters is becoming the best version of myself for God, for His purpose. The world doesn't care about you. They seem like they care about you, but I guarantee you, if you stop smoking weed, you stop drinking with them, they're not going to talk to you anymore. They're not going to be your friends anymore. You got to stop these things, bro. They're destroying you. They're destroying your purpose. They're destroying your focus. And it's no wonder why you feel like trash all the time. Why you look at yourself in the mirror and you hate what you see. Why you wake up each morning and you feel unfulfilled. And you know that you have gifts and talents. You know exactly what you want to achieve in life, but these habits are holding you back. I was a type of person, well, I am the type of person who is super talented. I'm super talented. I'm good at everything that I do. And I had all these big dreams and hopes and aspirations, but my actions were not matching what I wanted to do, right? I would say, oh man, I want to be a millionaire. I want to start this business and make it big. But then I would still go out and smoke weed and drink and party and get drunk. Bro, my habits were not matched with the type of person I wanted to become. But it was truly when I switched all that around and matched my actions with what I wanted to become, that's when my life truly changed. So you gotta quit weed and alcohol. It's childish, it's stupid, and it's a waste of money. Imagine like saying, oh, I wanna smoke this plant so then I can feel good. Bro, go hit a workout or something to feel good. You don't need a plant to feel good. Go hit a workout. Stop making excuses for yourself. Stop coming back home from work and you're stressed out and just, bro, you're dumb. Come back from home and you're stressed. Go hit a workout. Go destroy your body and come back home and look at yourself in the mirror and feel proud that you put in more work even though you're stressed. You're building yourself. You're progressing and moving forward instead of going home and smoking weed and then you get the munchies and eat potato chips and you get even more fat and then you go to the mirror and you look at your fat ass stomach and you grab the fat and you hate yourself even more. Don't do that. Go do something productive instead of smoking weed and drinking alcohol. Like you need to understand that you need your brain in order to progress in life and to focus. And point number 3, social media. This could have easily been at number 1. But for some reason I put it at number 3. Bro, there were times where I would wake up and instantly check my phone, and I would scroll for hours and hours and hours. And the thing with social media, right, is you got to understand that it's like a gateway portal to temptations. It truly is the start of a lot of temptations. Because I would remember, I would wake up, and let's link this back to porn, right? I would wake up and I told you that I beat my meat instantly. Okay, so what would happen is I would wake up and I would scroll my phone and I'd see some Instagram model shake her ass on TikTok or on Instagram, and then that would lead me to being horny, and then that would make me beat my dick. So that's exactly what I mean with social media being the gateway portal of temptations, right? But it's such a freaking time waster. Bro, there were times where I would spend 12 hours per day on my phone. You know, you start scrolling and you can't stop scrolling, but that's what these apps are created for. These apps were created for you to consume, 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 consume. That's how they make money. That's how these apps make money. By you being on the app, they promote other businesses on there. And these businesses pay these apps for you to stay on. You know, the more you stay on, the more these businesses make money, the more eyeballs go to them, right? This is exactly what these social media companies do to you. They make sure they have these freaking scientists come on and, you know, add features to make you stay addicted to the app. Why do you think you start scrolling and you can't stop scrolling, and then the next time you're conscious, it's like been 3 hours since you started scrolling, right? It puts you in this trance. Like you don't even know what you're doing. You're unconsciously scrolling, right? Such a huge time waster. What you need to do is like just put your phone in another room when you're doing your deep work. Because I used to struggle with this too. I try to do my deep work, and then I'd have my phone next to me, and then I would start scrolling on social media. And the time I was supposed to do my deep work, I've been scrolling for an hour and a half. You know? So it's horrible. What you need to do is put your phone in another room or put on silent. Or when you're trying to sleep at night and you know that you have temptations by going on social media and, you know, seeing some girl shake her ass, you gotta put your phone in another room, buy an alarm clock, and just set a timer for it. You know, you can't be on social media because social media is such a big time waster. Unless you have a business, then you're allowed to be on social media to promote your business, not to consume, but to create for your business. But most likely, if you're a 99% dweeb, you're not gonna have a business. So you're not allowed to be on social media. Just go home, delete the app. Just delete the app and don't use social media. You don't need it. You truly don't need social media unless you are promoting a business. That's why I'm on social media. It's because I'm promoting my businesses. So I have a reason to be on social media, but you don't. So don't be on social media because it's gonna ruin you. You need time to focus, time to build, not time to scroll. That's what you need to understand. Now the fourth point that I want to talk about is food. Oh my goodness. In my heart, I am a fat ass. Honestly, I love eating food. It has always been a thing for me since I was a little child. I've always loved eating food, especially like junk food. I love eating junk food for some reason. And this would destroy me, right? Just recently, as I got older and older and older, I ate a lot of junk food and I got fat. And the thing with junk food is that it would give me brain fog. It would make me feel horrible. It would make me feel tired all the time. But when I switched that to eating whole foods, eating healthy foods, bro, I lost all my fat. I now have insane focus. I have amazing energy. I can like attack the day with so much drive and energy towards my goals. If I was eating junk food all the time, I wouldn't have energy to do that. I wouldn't have the brain capacity to think. My brain would be so fogged up all the time from all this junk food, all this processed food. And like, if you're out here eating processed food, eating junk food, is it even a surprise that you're getting fat? that you can't think, that you can't progress in life? Is it even surprised that you go to the mirror and you see your fat stomach again and you hate who you see all the fat on your face, you see all the pimples, you see your belly hanging out, you just don't respect yourself, and there's this like feeling inside of your head eating away at you because you hate yourself so much. You hate how you look. You go outside and you're not confident. You try to wear clothes that hides your belly, that hides your body shape, because you don't like it so much. I know, I understand that feeling because that used to be me too. I hated how I looked. I didn't even want to like take my shirt off at pools because of how ashamed I was of how I looked. Right? Do you want to be that? Do you want to continue being that? Because you're like that right now. You don't even want to take your shirt off because you're so shy and you're so ashamed of how you look. If you're ashamed of that, this is your sign right now to change. Start eating whole foods. You can literally go on Instagram and DM me. Just DM me and I'll send you my food guide for free. Like, bro, I'm here to help you. I'm here to see you progress forward and become the man that you were truly created to be. To live a life of purpose, to live a life of progression every single day. Wake up and progress. And you know, how you fuel your body is so important, because you need to fuel your body so that you can work on your purpose. You can't be out here eating freaking chips and McDonald's and ice cream and chocolate and expecting to have the energy to even work towards your purpose. No, you can't. You need to eat foods that God created, foods that were meant for you so that you can work on your purpose. The last point that I want to make, the last point that truly really drags you away from your purpose and destroys your focus is friends. And I'll do this, friends. And why I say friends, it's because most friends that you have are energy suckers. Most friends that you have are doing degenerate things. They're out here smoking, they're out here partying and drinking, they're out here doing things they shouldn't be doing, you know. And this is a key principle to life. You are the sum of the people you spend the most time with. And if you have friends who are smoking, drinking, partying, do you think you're gonna be the next person doing that? Of course! You're gonna be the sixth person doing that if you have 5 friends who are doing those things. So it's so important who you surround yourself with, because when I was surrounding myself with people who I shouldn't have been surrounding myself with, I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing. I was drinking, I was partying, I was eating junk food, I was lusting, man. I did everything because of the people that I was surrounding myself with. Like I said, I used to chase a lot of validation, right? Like I would be different people to different, I would be a different person to different people. And when I was surrounding myself in a group, I would fit myself into that group so then people would like me, right? For some reason, I hated being disliked. I didn't want to be disliked. It kind of made me feel sad. It's like, oh, this person doesn't like me. I kind of wanted to be the guy, like in every single group. So I would do the things to impress them, right? And if they were smoking, I would smoke. If they were drinking, I would drink. Just like that. And it destroyed me, bro. It made me realize one day that, damn, these guys are destroying me, bro. I need to stop chasing validation. These guys, they hate me if I don't do the things that they're doing. Are they really your friends? Are they really your friends if they're hating you for trying to improve your life? Man, when I started this journey, I need you to understand that when I started this journey, I lost a lot of friends. People who I thought were my family were betraying me, bro. They were like doing things behind my back, talking behind my back. People who I thought were my family, bro, they were disliking me because I wanted more for myself. They started putting thoughts into my head like, Jordan, this is not you. You can never achieve this. Take it easy, bro. You can never achieve this. This is impossible. And they would talk behind my back, trying to fucking take me away from my purpose and my path. But the funny thing is, they would say all these things when I was trying to improve myself. But when I was destroying myself with weed, with alcohol, with drugs, they would praise me. Oh, Jordan, you're so amazing. Jordan, wow. Jordan's such a great guy. We love Jordan. When I was trying to improve myself though, nah, Jordan, this is impossible. You can't achieve this. This is not you. Bruh. Talk about real friends, bro. Hell no. Your friends are so important. Obviously, there are people who I love to death, who love me to death, and who are happy that I'm in this phase of life right now where I'm constantly improving myself. But there's only like three or four of them. And then the rest of the friends, they're fake. You need to realize this, right? When you improve yourself, when you're on this journey of becoming the best version of yourself, you're going to lose a lot of people, but you should be happy about that. Because most of the people that you lose, they're fake anyways. Just remember that. Now, as I promised, Jordan, how do I overcome these temptations? How do I overcome the porn, the weed and drinking, what else did I say? What was the points? The social media, what did I talk about? The food, the friends. How do I overcome all these things? It's very, very, very simple. And like you know, I'm a child of God, so I'm going to teach you things the biblical way. Now, all these things that I listed out are temptations. And temptations can easily be overcome by the Word of God, aka the Bible. Let me drop you some game right now, okay? So, when Jesus started his mission, he got baptized and then he went into the wilderness for 40 days and he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Now, while he was fasting, Satan came to him and Satan gave Jesus all the temptations that you feel right now, that you have had in your life. Jesus felt all of them, every single one of them. Satan would tempt him and tempt him and tempt him, but Jesus overcame Satan. And how did he do that? Well, it's very simple. The Bible tells us how to defeat how to defeat temptations. So when Satan tempted Jesus, Jesus did not fight with his force. Jesus did not do anything crazy to fight off the temptations. He didn't rely on himself. He wasn't fighting Satan. He wasn't resisting temptation. He was simply fighting temptation with the Word. When Satan said, "Hey Jesus, if you're truly the Son of God, turn this stone into bread," Jesus said, "It is written." It is written, key word here, it is written, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God." Hey Jesus, if you're truly the Son of God, jump off this cliff, for it is written that the angels will save you. I'm butchering it, but that's the context, right? The angels will save you. Jesus said, "It is written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord your God." Hey, Jesus, if you worship me, I'll give you all this land. I'll give you all the kingdoms of the world. Jesus said, "It is written, you shall worship the Lord your God alone." Boom. That's the framework. That's the key here, is using the Word of God to overcome temptations. Jordan, I'm feeling horny. I want to jerk off and watch porn. It is written, flee from sexual immorality. Hey Jordan, I'm so hungry right now. I see all this chocolate and ice cream and I want to binge eat. Jordan, I want to smoke weed and drink. It is written, your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. Boom! You start treating it with respect, bro. Hey Jordan, I don't know. What else can I say? Hey Jordan, I have all these friends who are doing things that I shouldn't be doing. It is written, as iron sharpens iron, so one man does another. So what does that mean? You need to start finding friends who will improve you and sharpen you, not friends who freaking drag you down. You see what I'm getting here though with the temptations thing? It's like, bro, another thing you could do is like you just completely run away from it. Because when Joseph got tempted to sleep with what's her name, bro? I don't remember, but Joseph had this temptation to sleep with a woman, or this woman wanted to sleep with him. She was like grabbing him and stuff, trying to have sex with him. But Joseph fled, like he ran away from it. So you could also do this. You could just run away from the temptation if it's getting so strong. But what you need to realize is that God will not let you be tempted more than you can take. He will never allow that to happen. And he will always, always, always provide an escape from the temptations. It's even written in the Bible, right? And then the last thing that you can do to overcome these temptations is to confess it to other people and find accountability partners. Let me read it here. I wrote it down on my laptop. James 5 verse 16 in the King James Version. It says, "Confess your faults to one another and pray for one another that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much." That means that if you confess your faults, you confess to one another and ask to be prayed, you'll be healed, my friend. You'll be healed. Like it's no shame to admit to other people that you're struggling right now. It's no shame at all. If you confess to good people, they will heal, they will pray for you, and they will try their best to help you, man. Confess. Tell each other that you're struggling. Hold each other accountable. Like I just said, man, iron sharpens iron, so one man does another. So those are the things that you got to do in order to overcome temptation. Fight temptation with the word. What was the second thing that I said? Oh yeah, run away from temptation and confess to one another. Find accountability partners. That's how you overcome these temptations that I listed out, or any single temptation that you're dealing with. So I hope this video brought a lot of value to you. These are truly the things that were taking focus away from me, and now I've cut all of them off, and my life has been progressing to the next level. I truly mean it, man. Like if I continue doing these things, bro, my life would be in shambles. I'd be like depressed, fat, lazy, undisciplined. My life would make no progress. I would not have a girlfriend because I'd be such an asshole. I'd be such a loser. But because I cut those things off and I decided to be the greatest version of myself that I could be, I now have the life that I have, and I'm working towards the life that I have. I love myself and I respect myself every single day. Every single day I get all my tasks done. Every single day I'm progressing to become a better version of myself. And I have a girlfriend because I deserved it. I became the man who was worthy of having an amazing, beautiful, loving, caring, kind girlfriend who's going to be my wife one day. I deserved it because I became the man. If I had kept watching porn, kept doing drugs and alcohol, kept having loser, retarded friends, kept binge eating, I would hate myself. I would have no girlfriend. I have nothing. So let this video be a wake-up call to you to stop doing these things and take your life seriously. Cut out all the things that I told you about and get closer to God. Read the Bible daily and you will change your life. And as always, I'm rooting for you. I believe in you and I love you. I'm not going to kiss the camera yet because I'm going to tell you to go follow me on Instagram and hit me up there if you need any help. And now I'm going to kiss the camera. I love you, bro.